All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a genuinely historic, defining moment in sports, the FIFA World Cup 2026 matchup between Uzbekistan and Colombia. Honestly, if you love a classic David versus Goliath narrative, you are absolutely going to love the story these highlights tell. On one side, we have Colombia. They're a South American football giant, completely stacked with world-class talent and sky-high expectations. And on the flip side, we have an underdog stepping onto the grandest stage in global sports for the literal first time. We're going to use the raw, unfiltered broadcast transcript to chart the incredible emotional roller coaster of this match, straight from the pitch.
Okay, let's dive into this. Because to really grasp what's happening here, we have to pause and absorb the profound historical weight of this moment. You know, this isn't just another group stage game. For Uzbekistan, this is day one, year one, match one. We're talking about generations of players, coaches, and fans who have dreamed of seeing their flag flying at a World Cup. And finally, after decades of near misses and heartbreak in the qualifiers, the whistle is about to blow. The tension, the pride, the sheer gravity of this first touch of the ball, it is absolutely monumental.
I mean, you can practically feel that electric energy right from the commentators' opening words. The broadcast is moving so fast with such breathless excitement that the auto captions literally couldn't keep up. It gives us this incredible little quirk for Bistan. I actually love this text era because it perfectly captures the frantic, heart-pounding reality of live sports. The whistle blows, the commentators are shouting over the absolute roar of the crowd, and we are instantly grounded right there on the pitch. History is happening right now, in real time.
Section 1. Colombia's early pressure. The favorites assert dominance.
Right out of the gate, it's just pure chaos for the underdog defense. Let's walk through this rapid-fire sequence. John Arias flashes an early sign of offense, immediately putting the backline on notice. Then, out of nowhere, Díaz unleashes this beautiful, wicked reverse shot that actually clatters off the post. The Uzbek goalkeeper is forced into a desperate, crucial touch just to keep the ball out of the net. And the pressure, it just doesn't stop. The transcript notes that Colombia has so many runners swarming the box, with players like Mundo constantly threatening. It's this terrifying, overwhelming wave of yellow shirts just flooding forward.
Now, what's really interesting about this is how the commentary captures the vibe off the pitch during this early siege. Party time in Mexico City for Colombia. The Colombian fans in the stands are completely feeling it. They see the overwhelming possession, they see the shots hitting the woodwork, and they are supremely confident. They're celebrating what feels like an inevitable blowout, right? It's a really evocative picture of a massive, joyous fan base expecting their Goliath to just easily crush the newcomer.
Section 2. Pandemonium for the underdogs. A shock equalizer.
All right, let's slow the action down for a second and break down the mechanics of this monumental play step by step. Step 1. Completely against the run of play, Hansa finds a sliver of space. He steps through, albeit pushing a bit wide, but he miraculously manages to hook the ball back into the danger zone. Step 2. In comes Zulf, throwing himself into the play. The raw text brilliantly describes him arriving almost like a bus, right on time to connect with the cross. And Step 3. The impossible happens. The ball hits the back of the net. Uzbekistan, in their first ever World Cup match, miraculously levels the score at 1-1.
And this brilliantly illustrates the pure magic of sports. This goal hasn't just tied the game, it has ignited a total fire. While the Colombian fans had the whole stadium rocking earlier, this single moment, as the broadcast says, has sent that small pocket of fans into sheer pandemonium. Just think about what that feels like. You've traveled across the globe to see your nation play its very first World Cup game. You're massively outnumbered. You're watching your team survive a relentless onslaught, and suddenly, you score. The raw joy is completely off the charts.
Let's just quickly look at the definition of that word. Pandemonium. Wild and noisy disorder or confusion. Uproar. Because that is exactly what this 1-1 twist represents. It is complete shock. It's confusion for the heavy favorites, and it's a pure uproar from a nation experiencing the ultimate high of international football. For a few glorious minutes, the underdogs are standing toe-to-toe with the giants. So you've got this massive collision of opposing forces immediately after that goal. On one hand, Uzbekistan is riding the ultimate high, experiencing this historical joy. But immediately facing them is Colombia, and they do not panic. Instead, they deliver a cold, immediate, and incredibly threatening retaliation. The giant has been woken up, and they are definitely not happy about being tied.
Section 3. Colombia seals the victory. The favorites secure the win.
The highlight reel from here on out is just a blur of South American attacking brilliance.
Pueta goes on a massive charge down the field. The Uzbekistan keeper actually manages a good save, but it's not enough. Luis Díaz is right there to pounce and ruthlessly re-establish Colombia's lead. From there, Alia comes back to set the tempo for his country, completely dictating the midfield. Then you have Vargas, who somehow miraculously keeps a hold of the ball amidst a wild scramble, leading to one final crushing cross. And it finishes with another great cork of our auto transcript, a Kulia goal that smashes in off the crossbar. It's fast, it's relentless, and it's completely decisive.
Let's move to the timeline and see how this all builds, because what a roller coaster we just witnessed. We started with the immense pride of the first whistle, that historic debut for Uzbekistan. Then we hit the reality check of the early match as Colombia completely dominated the pitch. But right in the middle, the magic happened, a shock equalizer that sent a small pocket of fans into pure pandemonium. Finally, the relentless quality of the favorites shone through by the final whistle, with Colombia scoring 2 rapid-fire goals to ultimately win the game 1-3.
And that brings us to the final call of the match. The broadcast signs off with, "Full time. It's over. It's finished," as Pakistan won, Colombia 3. Once again, the breathless speed of the commentators leaves us with these wonderful transcriptional quirks, as Pakistan instead of Uzbekistan and a lowercase Colombia, but the definitive tone is undeniable. The match is over. The heavyweights took the points, but wow, the underdogs made them fight for it every single step of the way.
So what does this all mean? It leaves us with a massive, fascinating question to ponder. What does this historic, incredibly hard-fought debut mean for the future of Uzbekistan's national team? I mean, sure, the scoreboard reads 1-3 in favor of the favorites, but they scored their first-ever World Cup goal, they sent their fans into absolute pandemonium, they proved they belong on this stage. When you look at the heart and the structure they showed against a powerhouse like Colombia, you really have to wonder, is this just the beginning of a new footballing force on the global stage? I certainly can't wait to find out. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, keep